They didn't forget you. They made a choice. When you walked into that room, they looked through you, not past you, through you, like you were furniture. When you spoke, they redirected. When you achieved, they minimized. When you struggled, they watched. This wasn't ignorance. This was a calculated social verdict. You don't matter here. And here's what Machiavelli understood that most people never will. That verdict is a gift, because the moment they write you off, they stop watching you. And an unwatched man building in silence, he is the most dangerous force in any room. Begin. Machiavelli didn't waste time asking why people underestimated him. He understood a fundamental law of human nature. People don't assess your actual value. They assess your perceived position. When those people ignored you, they weren't reading your potential. They were reading your current social rank. That's it, nothing more. You made the mistake of thinking their judgment was a reflection of your capability. It wasn't. It was a reflection of their system. A system that rewards visibility, confidence, and strategic positioning, not raw talent, not character, not intelligence. So understand this clearly. You were never the problem. You were simply unpositioned. You hadn't yet built the fortress Machiavelli always insisted a man must build before demanding to be taken seriously. Stop mourning their opinion. It was never accurate data. It was politics. And politics can be reversed entirely by the right moves. Here's what Machiavelli wrote and most people skip. Never attempt to win by force what can be won by strategy. The ones who ignored you are waiting for you to react emotionally, to post something bitter, to chase validation, to make your desperation visible. That reaction confirms their verdict. You do the opposite. You go silent, not the silence of defeat, the silence of construction. Every hour they spend socializing, you spend building a skill. Every hour they spend talking about you, you spend acquiring knowledge they don't have. Every hour they spend maintaining their image, you spend expanding your income, your network, your leverage. Machiavelli knew the most powerful move a man can make is to disappear from the noise and reappear with results. You don't announce a comeback, you build one, and you let the results make the announcement for you. Machiavelli was ruthlessly specific about this. A prince must build walls they cannot breach and resources they cannot touch. For you, in this era, that means one thing. Build something concrete, not a reputation, not a vibe, not a personal brand, something real. A skill set so sharp that the market pays you without permission from anyone who ignored you. A financial position that removes you from dependency. A network built on mutual value, not on who liked you in a social circle years ago. The people who ignored you operate in a world of perception. You are stepping into a world of production. These are two completely different economies. In the perception economy, they win. They have social capital, you don't. In the production economy, the only currency is output, results, and competence. That is your territory. Move there. Build there. Stay there. Machiavelli studied his enemies, not to hate them, to understand them. Every person who dismissed you has revealed something critical. Where the gap is, what they value, what system they operate in, and precisely what you need to build to make their dismissal irrelevant. When they underestimated your intelligence, that's your signal to become the most informed person in the room. When they dismissed your ambition, that's your blueprint to build something their ambition never reached. When they excluded you socially, that's your cue to build relationships in rooms they don't have access to. Their dismissal is a map. It shows you exactly what they think you're incapable of. Your only job is to become precisely that, in silence, in discipline, without announcement. Machiavelli didn't just survive his exile. He wrote The Prince during it. Dismissal is data. Use it. Machiavelli was clear. You don't demand respect. You construct the conditions where withholding it becomes impossible. That is the end game. Not revenge. Not confrontation. Not proving a point in a heated conversation. Positioning. There is a specific moment, and you will feel it, when someone who ignored you for years suddenly needs something only you can provide. That moment doesn't come from luck. It comes from deliberate positioning, from building expertise they cannot replicate quickly, from occupying a space they didn't expect you to reach. You don't gloat in that moment. You transact professionally, powerfully, because Machiavelli understood the man who controls resources controls the relationship. Always. You are not building a life to prove them wrong. You are building a life so elevated, so fortified, so genuinely powerful that their original verdict simply becomes historical fiction, irrelevant, erased. They ignored you. Good. Let them keep that memory, because the version they dismissed no longer exists. You are building something they cannot reach, cannot copy, and cannot dismiss once it stands complete. This is not motivation. This is Machiavelli's oldest instruction. Build your fortress before you enter the battlefield. You were never behind. You were simply in construction. Stop explaining yourself to people who never invested in understanding you. Stop seeking acknowledgement from those who chose blindness. Build in silence. Emerge with power. And when you finally arrive, and you will, let the only words they find be, "I never saw that coming."